Hello students, this is Miss Dalton, and this video is going to be over word problems that involve work, and you could either be working together or working against something. If it's together, it's going to have a plus sign, and if it's against, it's going to have a minus. So we have this general format. You're going to take the number of jobs that person A can complete divided by the time that it takes that person A, and then add to it the person B information, and then set it equal to the total jobs and the total time. So here's an example of a problem that would take up this format. It says Jamie can paint a room in 7.5 hours, while Priya takes 5 hours and Anton takes 6 hours. If each works alone, how long would it take to paint the same room if they all work together? So Jamie is going to be our person A, and he can paint one room in 7.5 hours. Okay. Priya is going to be person B, and she can paint one room in 5 hours. Anton can paint that one room in 6 hours. This is if they're working individually. Then we want to know how long will it take them if they work all together. So we're going to add these up because they're going to be working together. And we're going to set it equal to painting one room, and we want to know the total time, so that's going to be our variable. So we're going to solve this just like we did in the last unit with rational functions, right? So we need to get a common denominator to be able to multiply all the way through. So I'm just going to multiply these together. 7.5 times 5 times 6. That comes out to be 225. So I'm going to use that as my least common denominator, but I'm also going to include that x, right? Because we need to also have that x. And so once I distribute this, right, I'm going to be able to divide 225 by 7.5. So this is going to give me just 30x. Then I'm going to multiply this together. So I'm going to take 225 divided by 5. That's going to give you 45. And then, of course, you're going to have that x. When I distribute it here, I'm going to divide by 6. And that's going to give you 37.5x. And here, the only thing that's going to cancel is the x, so 225 times 1 is just 225. So let's combine like terms. So 30 plus 45 plus 37.5 comes out to be 112.5x, and that's equal to 225. So we're going to just divide both sides by 112.5. And that comes out to be 2. So if they work together, they can complete the job in just 2 hours. Okay, example 2. It says, an experienced roofer can work twice as fast as his assistant can. Working together, they can shingle a new section of roof in 4 hours. How long would it take the experienced roofer working alone to complete the same job? So let's first write something down for what this says. So if I call the roofer the amount of time that the roofer can get the work done, I'm just going to call that x, okay? His assistant is slower, okay? And it says the roofer can work twice as fast, so it's going to be a shorter amount of time that the roofer gets work done. The assistant's going to be 2 times that, okay? So it says working together, they can shingle a new section of roof in 4 hours. So that's going to be the end piece. Together, they can complete that one roof in 4 hours. But we want to know how long would it take the roofer to get the job done. So we're going to do that one job for a roofer, and it's going to take him X amount of time. They're going to be working together to get to that 4 hours, so we're going to put a plus there. And the assistant is able to complete that roof in twice the amount of time, so we're going to put that as 2x. The least common denominator would be 4x, and so let's go ahead and distribute that through. This would cancel off the x, so you just have to multiply by 4, so that would just be 4. Here, 2 goes into 4 2 times, x cancels, 2 times 1 is 2. And here, the 4's cancel, so that would just be 1x. So adding those up, it looks like x, which again represents the roofer can get it done in 6 hours. And since that's what it's asking for, this is your answer. All right, last problem. It says an automated popcorn maker can fill its storage container with the release flap closed in 12 minutes. When the release flap is open, the storage container can empty in 20 minutes. If the maker is continuously popping while the release flap is open, how long will it take to fill the storage container? So we're going to start with that we can fill the storage container in 12 minutes. So that one storage container is going to get filled in 12 minutes. Now, when the release flap is open, the storage container can empty in 20 minutes. So that means we're going to subtract this, and it'll be that. If the maker is continuously popping while the release flap is open, how long will it take to fill the storage container? So it's working against by having that flap open, and we just want to know how long will it take to fill the storage container, so we have this. So if I multiply, if I look for a least common denominator, so we could turn 12 and 20 into 60. So I can use 60x. Now, if you want to go ahead and multiply 12 times 20 times x and use that as your common denominator, that would work too. So if you didn't recognize that 60 was the common denominator, then that would work too. Okay, so let's go ahead and multiply this together. Now, 60 divided by 12 is 5, so 5x times 1 is just 5x. 60x divided by 20 is 3x. 3x times 1, we're going to get a minus 3x. 60x divided by x, the x's cancel, so 60 times 1 is just 60. So 5x minus 3x is 2x. That's equal to 60. Divide both sides by 2, so you get 30. Now your answer is in minutes. So it would take 30 minutes for the container to fill. All right, hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any questions, please let us know.